Clapperboard Michael Jackson, born to perform. Full story. Story script. From the very beginning, Michael Joseph Jackson's life seemed destined for the stage. Born on August 29, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, Michael was the eighth of 10 children in the Jackson family. Their small home was crowded, noisy, and often filled with the sounds of gospel, R&B, and soul music. While many children spent their early years playing outside, Michael spent his listening carefully, learning rhythm, and discovering the magic of music. Michael's father, Joseph Jackson, a steel mill worker, had once dreamed of being a musician himself. Though his own ambitions didn't come true, he saw something in his children, especially little Michael. Joseph was strict, demanding, and often harsh. But it was this tough discipline that shaped the Jackson children into one of the greatest family acts the world would ever see. By the age of 5, Michael was already rehearsing with his older brothers, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, and Marlon. Together they became the Jackson 5, and from the very first rehearsal, Michael's natural gift was undeniable. His voice carried a soulfulness far beyond his years, and his dancing, instinctive, fluid, and electric, set him apart. In their living room, Michael mimicked James Brown, Jackie Wilson, and Sam Cooke. His brothers would watch in awe as the smallest Jackson spun, slid, and kicked with the energy of a seasoned performer. Michael wasn't just imitating, he was transforming, bringing his own fire to every move. The first stage. Their first performances were in small local venues, talent shows, and school events. While the brothers were good, Michael made them unforgettable. Audiences would gasp as this tiny boy, with his big voice and dazzling moves, stole the spotlight every single time. Word spread fast. Soon, the Jackson 5 were performing in clubs across the Midwest. Michael, barely 7 years old, would stand before grown-up crowds and command the stage like he'd been born there. And in many ways, he had been. It wasn't long before the Jackson 5 caught the attention of Motown Records. In 1968, they auditioned for Berry Gordy, the man who had already launched legends like Stevie Wonder and Diana Ross. When Michael sang, Gordy knew he had found something extraordinary. Motown signed them, and in 1969, the Jackson 5 released their first single, I Want You Back. The song exploded onto the charts, hitting number 1. Michael was just 11 years old. Born a star, what followed was a string of hits. ABC, The Love You Save, I'll Be There. Each song showcased Michael's voice, youthful yet powerful, playful yet filled with emotion. He was not just singing notes, he was living them. He made people feel joy, heartbreak, and love in every lyric. Crowds around the world fell in love with him. His smile, his energy, his voice, Michael was more than a performer. He was a star, shining brighter with every step. But as the Jackson 5 conquered the world, Michael began to dream bigger. He wanted to grow beyond the group, to explore his own sound, his own style, his own vision. Going solo. In the 1970s, while still performing with his brothers, Michael started releasing solo songs. His album, Got to Be There, and later, Ben, proved he could succeed on his own. Ben, a ballad about a boy and his pet rat, went to number 1, and suddenly the world saw Michael Jackson not just as part of a group, but as an individual artist. But Michael wasn't satisfied yet. He studied music, dance, and performance relentlessly. He practiced for hours in front of mirrors, creating his own moves. He wrote down ideas for songs, dreamed of grand performances, and planned how he could change the way people saw music. Off the Wall. By the late 1970s, Michael teamed up with legendary producer Quincy Jones. Together, they created Off the Wall in 1979. This album changed everything, with hits like Don't Stop, Till You Get Enough, and Rock With You. Michael proved he was more than a child star, he was an adult artist, ready to take the world by storm. Off the Wall sold millions and won him critical acclaim, but Michael wasn't done. Deep inside, he wanted to do something greater, something the world had never seen before. Thriller, A Legend Is Born. In 1982, Michael released Thriller. No one could have predicted what would happen next. With songs like Billie Jean, Beat It, and the iconic title track, Thriller, Michael Jackson didn't just release an album, he created a cultural earthquake. The music videos broke barriers. Billie Jean introduced the world to the Moonwalk, a dance move that became his signature. The Thriller short film became the most famous music video of all time. Thriller became the best-selling album in history, a record it still holds. Michael wasn't just an entertainer anymore. He was a phenomenon, born to perform, on stage. Michael's live performances were something else entirely. From the Victory Tour with his brothers to his solo Bad, Dangerous, and History tours, every show was a spectacle. Fans fainted, screamed, and cried as he performed. He didn't just sing, he told stories through movement, sound, and emotion. His stage presence was unmatched. Every spin, every glide, every whispered lyric electrified the audience. Michael once said, "I feel it when I dance. I feel it in my soul." Performing wasn't just what he did, it was who he was. Humanitarian heart. But beyond the stage lights, Michael also had a heart for people. He gave millions to charities, supported hospitals, and spoke out for children in need. Songs like Heal the World and Man in the Mirror reflected his desire to bring love and change to the world. The legacy. Though his journey wasn't without struggles, controversies, media battles, and personal pain, Michael's artistry never dimmed. He continued to create, innovate, and inspire until the very end. When he passed away in 2009, the world mourned. Millions poured into the streets, gathered around televisions, and cried for the man who had given them music, dance, and magic. But even in death, Michael Jackson's light hasn't faded. His influence is everywhere, in music, fashion, dance, and performance. Every artist who steps on stage carries a piece of the path he paved. Closing words. Michael Jackson wasn't just talented. He wasn't just famous. He was born to perform. From the little boy singing in Gary, Indiana, to the king of pop who changed the world, Michael's life was proof of one truth. Some stars aren't made, they're born, and Michael Jackson was one of them.